Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sport Talk. I am your host, Evan, and today I am joined by Zach and Joel. And today we got a good football episode for you guys. It's been a while since we have posted one, but we're ready to go. Today we're talking about some of the rookies that we're excited to see coming into camp. All of the new extensions from Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald, and the whole Deshaun Watson scandal. So I guess we'll get right into it. So obviously the draft was a while ago, but we haven't really made a football podcast since then. So we're just going to roughly just touch on that and then just kind of say what rookies we're excited for. So Joel, we'll start with you.
I thought this year's draft, it was all around just crazy. I know I sat up and watched the entire first round because, seeing as I'm a Bengals fan, had to wait till 31. I would have been really mad if they would have traded out at 31 and I stayed up all night. But just seeing how, from that span of 10 to all the way to the end of the draft, so many trades just taking place. That blew my mind. The first round had a lot of great players drafted. Couple surprises, couple that really took me off guard.
There was one that really shocked me.
I have a good idea. I know who you're talking about.
I think you do too.
The big one, I thought it was going to be this said person was the Pickett. I thought they would take Malik. I really did.
I think they should have took Malik.
Yeah, I thought.
Actually, I'm glad they didn't because they're the Steelers, so I want them to be terrible.
I didn't understand.
Gavin's going to like that.
I didn't understand that pick because they literally just signed Trubisky and then they got Kenny Pickett, and they're kind of the same quarterback.
I think that is part of their plan, though. I think it fits perfectly for him to sit 2 years. I know he's older, but I feel like him sitting 2 years, they're going to give Trubisky a chance. It's plain as day. Mm-hmm. But like you said, they've basically the way they go about running an offense is the same. So you get Trubisky to introduce that offense to them and get, after 2 years, say it's Pickett's time now. Mm-hmm. So I was surprised.
It's a good way of doing it.
It is. And I know we talked about it, but I wasn't expecting him to go there. I thought maybe he'd go to the Giants, Trubisky. I thought Trubisky would go to the Giants or something, compete with Daniel Jones. Yeah. But I think that's a perfect situation for him.
I don't know. I feel like people are a little high on him.
Trubisky?
Yeah. I feel like people think he's better than he is. I don't think he's that good.
I can see what you mean with what he did over in Chicago, but at the same time, you had Matt Nagy.
Yeah. I guess we're going to have to see what he does this year because, the Steelers, Mike Tomlin's actually a good coach, so, we'll see if he
losing seasons
succeeds or not, yeah. No, I still do not think the Steelers are going to be that good, though. Even with him, they're going to be. I think they'll have another year just like last year where they go, they go 9-7 and they
9-8, yeah.
Yeah, I think they might be able to do that. Maybe, I doubt they make playoffs, though, because the rest of the AFC is just so stacked this year. I doubt they get playoffs, but I think they'll have a winning record just because they
I think the Ravens will be healthy again this year.
Yeah, that's
a big piece.
That's the only reason that, the Ravens weren't, in contention more, because they just had so many injuries.
Yeah.
A healthy Ravens is a nasty team. The Bengals, I don't know, man. It's going to be good competition in that division. The Ravens are really good.
Yeah.
So do you want us to talk about our rookies then?
Sure.
Okay. So I can start. I have a pretty good list of honorable mentions, so I'm going to just rattle them off real quick. Cam Taylor-Britt, Dax Hill, Malik Willis, Kayvon Thibodeau, Spiller, Jordan Davis, Jeffrey Gunter, David Bell, Treylon Burks, James Cook, Aiden Hutchinson, Matt Corral, and I put down Kobe Bryant, but I thought about moving him into my list of guys that I felt were top.
Where did he end up again?
He ended up in Seahawks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Fourth round.
That's a good
pick.
I feel like, he got really overshadowed with
Sauce. I like Kobe Bryant.
I love Kobe Bryant.
I was saying like the Bengals should have took him, but I mean I didn't think they didn't. But
I felt like that would have been a good homecoming.
Yeah,
bring one of your Cincy guys in.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I'm okay that they didn't. I mean, I don't really care that they didn't. I just thought that might be a good pick for them.
Absolutely. So my number 2, there's a list of guys here. I said George Pickens for the Steelers. Coming in to replace Juju. As long as he can keep his head on him, I think he's going to be a stud. I've seen videos of him from like online, on Twitter, everything like that. He's looking pretty solid. So I think that could be an instant impact guy that they brought in, 2nd round pick from Georgia, another Georgia guy. I think he could be a solid option for them this year.
I like Christian Watson to the Packers.
I think
that's a really
like
good
that
pick.
one. I did like that one a lot, and
kind of under the radar guy, North Dakota State.
And
he's really good, though.
They everybody's complaining on day one how the Packers didn't trade up or anything to go get a receiver.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they took Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just got 2 studs from probably the best defense in the history of the NCAA.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good one.
Well, and they landed Christian Watson still, so that's he's a stud. And,
exactly.
Sky Moore for the Chiefs.
Sky Moore is a good one.
That'll be a good one.
I like that.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm kind of excited to see Drake London though too for the Falcons. He's just I don't really know much about him. I just am excited to see him just because he's such a freak athlete.
He's a freak.
I just
athlete.
think it's gonna be fun to watch him play and see how he does.
He's a freak athlete. And going into that offense, they really, really did not have a top option. I mean, they got Kyle Pitts, but look at their receivers.
So.
They don't have one.
Their best receiver is Auden Tate.
Yeah, they brought in Auden.
Have one.
I think Auden Tate could be decent, though.
Yeah,
I think he could.
I think he could be decent, but he's definitely not like the guy you want.
No.
Like, I mean, he's not a wide receiver one. Like, oh, that's like our guy.
Before they brought in Auden Tate, their top guy was Zacchaeus.
Yeah, they literally have
because they lost Russell Gage.
They have a really bad receiving core, so Drake London is going to help them out a little bit. But also, it's still like I mean, I don't know. Like having one superstar receiver is good and all, but like if you only have one, that's still going to be kind of tough,
I think it helps because last year with the Falcons, Calvin Ridley left the season early, and then that left Kyle Pitts. Russell Gage isn't a true number 1.
No.
I think he's going to thrive over there in Tampa, though. I think Russell Gage will be good in Tampa.
Is he going to play?
Because Chris Godwin's coming back. He's still on the ACL.
Oh. Well, he'll be good for the season.
He'll be like a wide receiver 2.
Yeah. It'll be Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah, because Antonio Brown's not there anymore.
No.
So, yeah.
It'll be Mike Evans.
He'll fill that spot.
Yes. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin once he comes back, and Russell Gage.
Yeah.
I think that trio is... That's a
really good trio, yeah.
That's a very good trio to have.
I'm just excited to see the Falcons with like 2 just giant receivers and Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
And that helps their offense too because you could center all of your attention around Kyle Pitts last year.
Yeah.
They really still don't have a run game.
Okay, but Kyle Pitts, like teams could center their attention around him and he still had over 1,000 yards. Like
it was very quiet. It was very quiet.
It was very quiet, but he had a very good. I mean, he had one of the best rookie tight end seasons ever.
And the only problem with that is the 1 touchdown. He only had 1 touchdown, and it wasn't even on American soil.
That's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't even on American soil.
He had a lot of catches and yards, but he didn't have a lot of.
It'll get better.
Yeah, well, that better because that's a really bad stat.
Yeah. Personally, if I was the Falcons, I would have taken Garrett Wilson. Because
I agree, I would have as well.
And here's my thing: because Auden Tate, he's basically kind of how how Drake London is. He's 6'5". He's a tall,
they have
deep
a
ball
massive
threat,
receiving
and then
core.
you have Kyle Pitts, who's tall, athletic, deep ball threat. And so I feel like bringing a guy like Russell or Garrett Wilson, who is more of a polished route runner and can still have that jump ball capability, but is more of a complete receiver. I think that would have rounded out their receiving core a little bit more than Drake London. I think Drake London will do well, but personally for me, I would have taken the guy that that I've seen that is a little bit more polished.
Like a better all around receiver.
Yeah,
I would.
And the
still,
only reason is just because they have basically 3 of the same type of guys, just different skill level.
I would still call Garrett Wilson a deep threat though.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
because
is.
he's not because he's like.
But he's not like a tall, just like
he's
kind of like a Mike Evans guy, just tall dude. I'm just going to send down the field and just chuck it up to him.
Yeah,
but
no,
he can do that. But his game is so much broader.
Yeah, the thing with Garrett Wilson, deep threat wise, is that he's the kind of deep threat that you're just going to send down the field and he'll just run right past you. You hit him in stride, and he's like a Tyreek Hill type of deep threat, where you can just run. He's a faster guy. He's not as much of a jump ball deep threat like a Mike Evans. I feel like.
Who?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson can, mosh you. I mean, as we've seen at Ohio State, but, I feel like he's still more of the deep threat that's going to just run past you type of guy.
I feel like that's more Chris Olave, personally.
What do you think Garrett Wilson is then?
Like Evan said, I think he's a polished route runner.
He is.
He was probably the most complete.
Around.
I think he was the most complete receiver
for sure,
in this
but
draft.
I'm just saying he could still be a deep threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that Olave is a little.
I feel like Olave fits that mold of Tyreek Hill that you're saying more than Wilson.
I am not comparing him to Tyreek Hill at all.
I know
what you meant.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. I was just you said that deep threat like Tyreek Hill, and it kind of I was like.
Just in the fact that they
somebody
can run past
somebody that uses their speed.
Yes,
in
that's what I
one-on-one
was saying.
situations.
I didn't mean. No, not at all.
But I just like you said, they have a big receiving core because they had at least 3 of them are 6'4" or taller.
Well, Drake London's 6'5" or 6'4".
Drake London's 6'4". Tate's 6'5".
Tate's 6'5", and Kyle Pitts is 6'6".
Yeah, so.
They just it's you said,
really,
they're all the same type of receiver.
Yeah,
they're all tall, big, kind of Moss people that aren't aggressively fast.
Yeah. But
they're all the same type of receiver. It's just different levels, like you said. So Kyle Pitts is the best, and then it'll be Drake London, and then on Tate. They're all the same type of threat, though.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
I think Drake London will do well, and he could be, obviously with time he could become a better route runner and stuff. But
he's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to become a better route runner.
But I just find it interesting that they have 3 guys who are kind of the same type of player.
Yeah,
I think it's better than what they had. So
absolutely,
sure it'll still work out.
I just think he's kind of an interesting prospect.
He definitely is.
Yeah,
because he's one of those more polarizing guys.
Yeah.
But back when you're talking about George Pickens, I've just seen a lot of stuff on how he's he was meant to be a Steeler because he's kind of have that tough edge to him.
He does.
But I think he's going to be really good because he was really good in college.
George Pickens.
Okay.
And like you said, so now that Juju is gone, he'll probably be the number 2 or 3 behind Deontay Johnson. And I think he'll have a pretty good career. I just don't know how the quarterback play is going to be because they're just 2 question marks there. But
yes, the big thing I would say, I think Claypool has a lot of pressure this year. I think Claypool's got a ton of pressure this year, definitely, to try and.
Because he's kind of been
he's their deep threat. He's their deep threat jump ball.
He had a good year, and then he did bad last year.
I just don't know about him, man.
Yeah.
He's just so, questionable.
I'm trying to go... Oh, they did draft a running back. The Falcons did. They drafted a BYU running back. I forgot about that. Tyler Algier.
Yeah, Algier.
Yeah,
he is pretty good.
So that could
be playing a bowl game.
That could help them because they wasted their money on Mike Davis.
Yeah, that was bad. But they re-signed Cordell Patterson.
Yes.
Whatever happened to Todd Gurley?
He had some serious knee problems.
He's gone now.
So is he just not even in the NFL anymore?
No, he's done. He had I think he had real bad arthritis. So him doing his cuts and everything caused so much.
Now see, that's exactly what me and you were talking about. He had a couple of prime years and then he's out.
Where he was a top running back in the league and then
how old is he now? He's got to be 30.
I'd say around there.
Yeah, so that's what we were saying. It's they always have a couple of peak years, and then once you get around 30, they're done.
27.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well that's not as old as I thought. He could still be prime. Never mind then. But still, though, that's a good example of what I was saying.
Did you have anybody that you were thinking?
Did you finish your list?
I was gonna say we could all go around the table and go from there.
Okay, so I guess you did your number 2 first.
Yes.
I I gotta pick which one I want to talk about. Yeah, I guess I'll start with some of my honorable mentions too. So like some people that I'm like excited to. I'm excited for Derek Stingley just because we don't really know much about him because he's had been like injury riddled, but he was picked 3rd overall. So I just see if he can live up to that. Mm-hmm. Obviously Malik Willis, like you said, he's really the big gamble in this draft.
And getting him in the 3rd round.
Yeah. I like the Kyer Elam pick for the Bills. I really like that one. Putting him next
trading
to,
him up.
That was a good
putting
trade.
him next to Trey White was
Yes.
good. But I'd probably say my number 2 that I'm like excited to. I'd probably say Nakobe Dean because like everyone was shocked at how far he dropped, and I think he's one of the best linebackers in this class,
Absolutely.
if not the best. And like he led that Georgia defense, and now he's going to be on the Eagles. And just to see if like all of the stuff that they were knocking him for is actually going to like hurt him, because they were saying like his height and everything, and I'm just curious to see how he responds to like all of that
and his injury history from and everything like that. And that brings up another point. The Eagles this offseason have been
A+.
Absolutely A+.
Yeah.
You bring in a guy like A.J. Brown, you got Jordan Davis, and you still managed to create capital for next year, like draft capital. They still have 2 first-round picks next year, I think.
Holy crap.
They traded A.J. Brown and still have
How do they
two
have so
first-rounders
many
next year.
first-round picks?
They traded with Miami, right? And San Francisco.
Jeez.
And they got James
The Eagles are in a
Bradbury
really
too.
good position.
They got James Bradbury too.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was saying last year, I was like, I think the Eagles are going to make a jump next year.
They're in a really good position right now.
Okay. I'll go to my top guy that I have down. I forgot to say these guys because I was trying to decide whether I wanted them to be my number 2. Trent McDuffie of the Chiefs, getting him how late they did. I was surprised he made it that far. Sauce, I'd like to see how Sauce...
Yeah, I was going to bring him up.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
You can still talk.
Yeah, you can still talk
No,
about it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say names. Nakobe Dean, like you said. Justin Ross.
Oh, yeah.
For the Chiefs. I saw him make a one-handed catch on.
My
Goodness.
Why on earth did the Bengals not sign him?
There was some serious.
I don't care. He's an undrafted free agent. Just take a shot on him.
That's fair, but
The Chiefs got an absolute steal with him. I'm telling you.
I think so too. I can see why NFL teams passed on him.
I can see why, but it's a stupid reason.
Because that's because it was his back, his spine.
Yeah,
like,
but
that surgery.
They can literally pay him like a near minimum wage of the NFL
And
bring him in and see what he does. Like,
That is
I
a
don't
good
understand
point.
why people aren't doing that. I mean, the Chiefs are, and it's going to work out for them. But like, I don't understand why other teams pass stuff on that.
I wish they would have done that.
That would have been an insanely good pickup for the Bengals.
Yeah, the Eagles do have 2 first-round picks. Just like that.
I thought so. I thought one of them. No, one of them was from the Colts. Never mind. I think, maybe. Whatever.
One from the Saints and the Eagles. And then
Oh yeah, because they traded with the Saints. Saints traded up to get
Chris
Penning.
Olave.
Was it Penning?
yeah.
Trevor Penning. But my top guy that I'm really excited to see, because I don't know, I was real high on this guy heading into the draft, and it's the Jets running back Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Yes, I am excited for Breece Hall.
I think that was a good pick. I think he's going to be good.
I wasn't sure when I first saw it, because they drafted Michael Carter last year, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I was like confused by it, but then I realized I don't think Michael Carter is.
Breece Hall is going to be better.
Breece Hall is absolutely better. He's
Yeah.
he's a he's the full package.
Yeah.
Where Michael Carter's good. Don't get me wrong, but
Breece Hall
is the guy.
Yeah.
2022.
But it's going to be good to have that like 2 running back attack, though. You know, you have to.
And
have
it's
that
a San
in the NFL.
Francisco run organization.
Yeah.
Basically,
You
he
have
brought
to
in
have that.
Robert Saleh.
Yeah,
So
you-
that's an offense that
Yeah. You have to have like 2 running backs in the NFL.
His rushing stats, I looked these up. 2022, 1,572 yards, 5.6 per carry, and 21 touchdowns. And then the last year, 1,472, 5.8 yards per attempt, and 20 touchdowns. Jeez. And he still got decent receiving numbers while he was at it too.
Didn't he break a record last year for something?
I feel like he did.
It was for something. It was like most like rushing yards, or
it could very well be.
I think it was like consecutive games with like 100 rushing yards or something crazy.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was
5 yards a carry.
It was something crazy.
But
yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, I was with you. I was like, they have Michael Carter. Like, they don't really need a running back. But I mean, he was the best running back on the board, and he, like you said, he has the potential to be
one of the best players on the board.
He has the potential to be better than, or has more potential, I'd say, than Michael Carter. So
that is a guy I will target in fantasy.
I think it was a solid pick. Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, Weave, you want to give a couple
I was just
going to
say, how do you think Sauce is going to actually be good in the NFL?
I would love to see him be good.
I feel like he can.
I think he
can.
I think he will.
To be good.
I think he will. I'm just not sure if he's going to be like a
he won't
Jalen Ramsey level.
He won't be how he was in college, because in college he didn't let up a single touchdown.
Yeah. He'll definitely be giving up some touchdowns at some point.
Every corner.
Every corner does.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think he'll be pretty good though. I mean, I just wasn't sure if he was his
Jair, is that
if his like stuff
like a comparison to Jair.
Yeah. Is that the one? I feel like that's the one that I've heard a lot. I might be wrong, but
I just wasn't sure if he would translate well to the NFL. You know, coming from Cincinnati, that's not a Power 5 school yet.
Well, I mean, he still did good against Alabama.
I know. Well, that's what I thought too. So I mean, I think he will do pretty good in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was an interesting player for sure. A lot of hype and stuff. So we'll see.
You got any other names on there? I see a couple.
I think we hit pretty much everybody else I have on here. I mean, you hit on Malik Willis. I thought that was.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought he was kind of a wild card. He could be a stud for the Titans.
I hope he is.
I feel like that controversy with Tannehill and he's like, it's not my job to.
Tannehill's going to be out.
I get where he's coming from.
I do too.
But like, Malik Willis is going to take that spot.
You still have
a year or two probably.
You're still the quarterback above.
Yeah,
but I mean, honestly, he'll like mentor him without even trying to.
Exactly.
It's just part of it.
I just hope he doesn't get his.
He's just mad because they drafted a quarterback that's probably going to be.
Did you see
his
him
successor.
in the playoffs? He deserves to. He deserves
played
to be
awful.
on the Bengals.
That's the only reason why they did not make it past the Bengals.
Yeah,
because of how bad
Tannehill threw.
He was 3
picks. He was horrible.
Played horribly.
In that game, I don't know why they ran Derrick Henry so much. Foreman was running better than he was, but that's a different story.
I
I'm glad
loved
that they did
him.
that.
I am too.
Throwing 3 picks, I loved that happened. I thought that was really enjoyable, but it was horrible on his part. Oh, what do you think about Bailey Zappi?
Bailey Zappi is I think he's didn't get enough hype.
He broke Joe Burrow's touchdown record.
He's a good quarterback. He just went to the wrong spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Patriots picked him.
He's Mac
That's
Jones.
what I was
He's
gonna
just
say.
like Mac Jones.
I know.
That's but worse probably.
He's a better passer.
And if he's not worse, then why'd they pick Mac Jones?
I saw that pick and I just started laughing.
It was a horrible pick.
I mean, they probably don't have a backup quarterback, but I feel like it could
You're
be.
going to draft a backup quarterback in the 4th round?
Hear me out.
Draft like a mobile quarterback.
Hear me out,
In the
though.
4th round?
Hear me out, though. What if it ends up like Tom Brady and Jimmy G?
I guess I could see that.
But why are you using that 4th round pick on him?
Well, what did they use on Jimmy G?
Jimmy G,
I just think that was an egregiously foolish selection.
If I was like the Texans or somebody, I would have just taken him in the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah,
their quarterback is Davis Mills.
No, yeah, for sure. But the Patriots in the 4th round, 4th round's way too early.
I guess it does have the potential to be like Tom Brady and Jimmy G.
Hey,
I mean, are you gonna
I just looked it up. The Patriots took him in 2014. This is Jimmy G. 2014 with a 2nd rounder.
The Patriots are awful at
Did
drafting.
they get much from that?
So
Did they get
bad.
much from that trade? Because if we're being honest, other than when they made it to the Super Bowl, Jimmy G hasn't done much.
The Patriots are actually horrible at drafting. If you think about it, they're really bad.
They hit on certain players.
They hit Brady and Edelman like diamonds and Gronk. You know, they hit a couple diamonds in the rough. But dude, all around they're actually bad at drafting.
But at the same time, they drafted Kyle Duggar a couple years ago, and he has been decent.
I'm not saying they don't draft a couple of decent players here and there. Obviously, they do. They're a playoff team, but I mean, they're pretty bad.
They're gonna draft guys that fit Bill Belichick's mold.
But even that, in recent years, still just not. Like, they really haven't hit. Man.
If you really pay attention to the draft, you see like draft picks that they make, and it's like, who is that? It's all the time, but I agree with that.
And sometimes that's paid off. Obviously, with Brady, Edelman, and Gronk, that's paid off very well in the draft. But like, I mean, just recent years, I have not seen them drafting well. I mean, like they were not. I mean, offensively, they were awful last year. I mean, seriously,
and they drafted N'Keal Harry
like
as a first round.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's terrible.
I didn't think that was going to be as bad as it was.
I didn't either.
I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was either. But I mean, okay, defensively they're fine. You know, they have a pretty solid defense. But like offensively, dude, like ever since Brady left, they have been horrible offensively. Like that's what I'm saying. They don't draft well at all.
Yeah.
So I think that was a insanely stupid pick in the 4th round. Bailey Zappi, that was an awful pick. It's not even because he's bad. I mean, he is. I mean, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think 4th round is reasonable for him. I think he's a good quarterback. Could come in and be a solid
And he went
starter.
before Sam Howell.
I mean,
yeah, he did go.
Yeah,
Sam Howell went in the 5th.
First pick of the 5th round.
I like that.
I think that's reasonable.
I like him with
Washington.
I think Bailey Zappi's a good quarterback. I think he could come in, into the NFL in a year or two and actually be a solid starting quarterback. I just think it was really stupid of the Patriots to take him. Like that was just a really stupid thing.
Especially since you just spent.
I mean, are you
first rounder on a?
Yeah,
rookie.
I mean, they spent like what a top 15 pick on Mac Jones last year.
I think he was 15th overall.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at the past drafts. So last year their draft was not bad. They got Mac Jones, Christian Barmore, and then Ramondre Stevenson, who had a decent year.
Okay, yeah.
And then the year before they got Kyle Duggar.
Yep.
Josh
Uche.
He
is I think he's an analyst on ESPN now.
Yeah, that's what. And they drafted him 2 years ago.
I think. I've heard that name.
N'Keal Harry and Damian Harris was 2019.
Gosh, that's horrible.
Then they got 2018 wasn't bad. They got Sony Michel, and then they got Braxton.
Sony Michel's done nothing. Braxton Berrios is on the Jets.
Yeah. They've done pretty bad.
Their drafting is terrible.
Yeah. Like, granted, they haven't had They didn't have a first round pick until 2018.
If they did, they'd probably waste it. They took N'Keal Harry in the 1st round.
They also took Isaiah Wynn in the first round, 2018.
Offensive lineman.
Okay.
And Harry in 19. They didn't have a first in 2020, and then Mac Jones, and then they took Cole Strange.
That was a awful pick too. He was a projected 4th rounder.
I heard there was people in the league that had him a lot higher.
It was like 2nd or 3rd, but still a reach.
Gosh, that was such a reach.
I have heard that though. Like people valued him higher than what some may say.
Yeah.
But that early.
I take back what I said about Josh. I feel like I've seen him on ESPN. I don't know.
I think
he's probably bad.
He looks exactly like. I feel like he looks exactly like him. But
he's probably bad anyways.
So they picked Cole Strange, and they could have gotten like Karlaftis, which could have.
They could have taken Karlaftis. Like, Booth was available.
There was a lot. There was plenty of guys available.
Bernard Raymond was still available.
There was plenty
if they wanted
of guys.
Receiver, they could have gone Christian Watson. He was still available.
I felt like they didn't feel the need to because they went out and got Devontae Parker. I don't think it helps much, but it's a upgrade over N'Keal Harry.
Well, then they pick. This is what's going to hurt them. They picked Tyquan Thornton over George Pickens
in the 2nd round.
Yeah,
dude, they're like actually offensively.
They
I stand behind that. Like I know several podcasts ago, I said the Patriots suck. They have no talent, and you got on me about that. But okay, defensively, I'll give it to you. Their defense is good. They have a good defense, yes. But offensively, I stand behind that. They have no offensive talent. I stand behind that. They
have
are
some,
bad.
dude. They have some.
Mac Jones, I don't like him. He's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like him, though.
Fair.
I think he was aggressively overrated at Alabama, too. Look who he's throwing to in the line he had.
Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and he had the best line.
Ruggs.
He had the best line in the country, the best running back in the country. So he was aggressively overrated at Alabama, and now in the NFL he was okay. Nothing compared
It's
to.
only his first year, though, too.
But
You don't-
still,
you never
even
know.
if we're even comparing rookie years, nothing compared to Burrow and Herbert's rookie years.
Yeah. They're not the same quarterback, though.
I'm
either.
just saying.
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I know.
I feel like
mean,
if Mac Jones was picked higher than he was, then I would have had more an issue with him. But at 15, like, it's
He was the fifth quarterback
if,
taken.
if he
He's
would have
okay.
gotten picked over like Justin Fields and stuff in that draft, that, like he would have got picked like
He's
third or
been better.
fourth.
He was
Justin
pretty.
Fields.
The 49ers really were like.
I know, but he was projected to be like some people had him like top 5. If he
Yeah.
would have gone top,
That was
That's
egregious.
when I would have had an issue.
yeah.
I
But
don't have an issue with 15th. I think Mac Jones is okay. I think he's a solid quarterback. I think the rest of their offense is god awful. Nate, who else do they have?
I don't get why they traded Shaq Mason this offseason.
Who else do they have on offense?
Damian Harris.
Not very great.
They have a wide receiver. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
his
they
name.
have a wide receiver.
They brought in Devontae Parker.
Also not very good.
Gosh, what's his name?
Do they still have N'Keal Harry?
They do.
Okay,
Yeah.
he'll
be-
a bust.
They might cut him.
because they can't get rid of him.
Yeah,
Nelson Aguilar,
that
Also not very good.
That was terrible. I'm
Kendrick Bourne.
Also
there's
not
one more.
very
There's
good.
one more that I'm thinking of.
They have Trent Brown. He's good.
Trent Brown's a good offensive lineman.
Okay, he's good.
Who's the wide
No, their line I feel like is actually pretty solid.
They traded their best guard though.
Kappa or not Kappa? Karras.
No, he was there. Karras was from Tampa. Oh, Karras was a.
Tate Karras played guard for the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm not talking about him. They traded Shaq Mason to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
for like
They
a
have
fifth
Hunter
rounder.
Henry. Do they still have?
Oh yeah, they got Hunter Henry. They got Jonnu Smith.
Okay, their tight end room is like average then maybe.
Yeah.
There's a wide receiver I'm thinking of. I can't think of his name.
Either way, I think it is like nearly an
Oh,
undisputable
they have
take.
Jabril Peppers. I really thought he was.
They have Jabril Peppers?
I really thought he was gonna be good.
I forgot about that.
It is still a like nearly like it is an objective like take. Like the Patriots do not have offensive talent. That is an objective take. You can't they do not have
Jacoby
offensive talent.
Myers.
Yeah, it's Jacoby Myers I was thinking of. I like Jacoby Myers. I like Jacoby.
They do not have offensive talent.
Yeah, they're definitely.
I'm honestly shocked they even made the playoffs this year.
But here's the thing.
It's because their defense.
They picked Tyquan Thornton 50th overall, 52 Pickens, 53 Pierce, 54 Sky Moore.
Yep.
It's horrible.
They missed up like
That is
Three-
awful.
3 guys that are
Plus
already better.
And you missed on Watson too.
That's
They should have
terrible.
drafted Pierce. He's a white receiver. Would have fit perfectly.
He's good.
He's a bit taller than they want. But still.
What is he at? 6'3"? I think he's 6'3". But I mean,
Tyquan Thornton's 6'2".
gosh, they're awful.
I just think he's going to be like John Ross 2.0. The only reason that he got any hype was because he ran like a 4.2.
Yeah.
Other than that, nobody heard about him.
Yes.
He is going to be a John Ross 2.0.
Yes, pretty sure.
Oh, and of course the Bengals took him 9th overall.
Over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it was over.
I don't even care that we took him over Mahomes. They got Burrow.
I think we took him
now.
over. Was that Watson? No, that wasn't Watson, was it?
But
He was drafted over a bunch of good players.
But all right.
It worked out.
They've recovered.
It worked out.
Okay.
I was about to say, what about you, Evan?
Is that it for your rookies? Have any more that you
Yeah, that's
like
all I
to
have
touch
for
on?
rookies. I wanted to discuss Bailey Zappi because I think
I
he's
feel like that's a name we needed to talk about.
he's a good player. Just the Patriots are horrible.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. Just went to the wrong place.
Wrong situation.
Yeah. Okay, some guys that I have written down. I'm trying to figure out who I really want to touch on. So I already said Elam, Willis, Dean, and Stingley.
Yes.
I think as maybe like a sleeper. I think Wan'Dale Robinson might do good with the with the Giants.
Yeah, that was a good.
I watched him at Kentucky, and the dude is.
When did they take him again? Wasn't it like
third?
Was it third?
I think so. Third or fourth.
They took. I thought he was earlier than that.
No, he didn't go that early.
But they took a wide receiver earlier.
He's like a shorter guy, like slot receiver. They took him. Second round.
Yeah, I was going to say they took him second round. I felt like that was a little early.
That was
for
a
him.
little bit early, I think.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. I've watched him play a lot in Kentucky, and I personally like him, and I think he might be able to do decent with them.
Is he a speedster?
Yes.
Yeah,
he's short and fast.
So they got him and Tony.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Oh boy!
Yeah. But he's I don't know. I think
I like him.
I think he'll be decent.
I like him.
Another player that I was like personally high on. I was high on Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
He went to the Seahawks in the second round, right?
Yeah, or was it Bears?
It might have been. Oh, it was the Bears. Yeah, it was the Bears. I think it was the Bears.
I think it was Bears.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he went to the Bears. Yeah, I mean, I just liked him because of his like height, weight, speed. I thought he was going to be pretty decent. So I'm intrigued to see how he does in camp. Kenneth Walker, I think that was a pretty good pick for them. Seeing like Chris Carson's injury history and how on and off Rashad Penny can be, I think getting a steady running back is going to be good. I don't know how.
Really good pick.
Yeah. And I've heard that this person, like when he was originally drafted, I was like really confused. It was Jahan Dotson. I thought it was definitely a reach, but I've been reading some things that
he's the Penn State guy, right?
Yeah,
I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't think I thought he got picked higher than he should have been. But I've heard a lot recently that in camp, like the rookie camp, he did really well. So just to see if he can kind of keep that up. I think he might be okay for them. Just because
I think he will.
Because they have
because
they got Terry, him, and Samuel, right?
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel. If Samuel can stay healthy.
Even without Samuel, they still have Terry McLaurin, so that's still pretty good. Like they are expecting him to be the wide receiver.
As long as they can get a quarterback, that's fine.
Yeah, they do need to get a quarterback.
But
they have a good running back though, Antonio Gibson and stuff. Their offense is not horrible.
And they got McKissick too.
Yeah. But I think Joel, you were saying about it. Some of the people that I thought had like the best drafts, I would probably say the Jets.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, Ravens.
I'd say the Ravens would be my number one. I'd say Jets 2, and then I would say I'd probably say the Lions with 3.
I would go with the Lions. I would say the Lions, or I went with the Chiefs.
Or the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs draft.
The
Chiefs had a really good draft.
Yeah. I think the Ravens had an impressive draft. Like I was impressed with every single pick.
Yeah, so they got Kyle.
Single pick.
They got a steal with Kyle.
So they got Kyle Hamilton. He was position ranked number 1. Tyler Linderbaum, position ranked number 1. David Ojabo, position ranked number 1.
We should have traded up.
And then Travis Jones was position ranked 3.
Oh, they took Travis Jones.
And then they got Falalele.
Yeah,
Falalele.
And then they got Charlie Kohler and Isaiah Likely, who I like both of them.
Yep.
They had a great draft. Like
in the corner,
every single
corner they got too.
Every single pick that I saw them make, I was like, "That's a."
That Jalen Armour Davis from Alabama, he's a star.
I hate that happened.
I do too, but they nailed it. Because like I said, Kyle Hamilton had some top 5 hype like coming into the draft. Tyler Linderbaum, a lot of people love him. I liked him a lot.
I did too.
I think he was a guy the Bengals should have traded up to get.
I don't think
they should have traded back into the first round to get him.
I think he fit their glass eater mentality, but I don't think he went before 31.
He went 25.
We should
I don't think we would have been able to find the capital to trade back into the first round.
To trade up earlier into the first, so you have 2 firsts. I like Dax Hill. I like the Bengals got Dax Hill. I'm just saying that I really wish they would have traded back into the first round again to get Linderbaum, because that would have been a huge.
I think you gotta. For them on the line. I think you gotta look at the value, and I think they got great. Bengals got great value all throughout the draft. The only one I would say was their 3rd rounder from Florida.
I'm not high on Zachary Carter.
Besides
Carter, him,
yeah.
I would agree with you for the most part. I don't know that safety from Toledo. I don't.
I've heard
he's good.
Is he good?
He's pretty good. Okay. Jeffrey Gunter or 7th rounder. He's good. I've heard good things.
I don't really like Zach. I don't really know if I like Zachary Carter though. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, at that point, like Perrion Winfrey was still available.
Yeah, There's other guys that definitely should have been taken before this Zachary Carter. And I don't even know who that is. Honestly, I never heard of him.
And to go off what we were talking with the Chiefs, you traded up to get Trent McDuffie. You had George Karlaftis fall to you at 30. You had Sky Moore.
Oh man,
you had Brian Cook from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'd probably put them at 30.
Leo Chenal from Wisconsin. Darian Kennard, offensive guard from Kentucky.
Gosh, they got that guy.
That guy. That's the one that's not that great.
Who's the other one?
That's Luke Fortner. He went to the Jags.
Yes.
Kennard's.
I mean, but like the value, they got him in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw things of him going 2nd round.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like 2nd or 3rd guy.
But that's like.
Yeah, that's good value.
There was a lot of good drafts this year.
Yeah,
all around.
There was only like 2 teams that really just thought like you messed that up.
Okay,
like everyone else, I thought for them had good drafts.
Yeah,
I feel like the teams that I like absolutely did not want to nail it, like hit it out of the park.
Yeah, that is true.
Like the Ravens absolutely destroy the draft.
The Chiefs
like
hit it out of the park.
Like the Bengals, like I low key am like afraid of the Ravens. Like they're going to be good.
The Jets could make a push.
That's what I've been saying.
The Jets could make a push like the Bengals did this year.
Okay, I don't think it'll be like the Bengals.
I don't think it'll be like the Bengals, but I think they will be sneaky good.
Okay, so here's my
I'm not denying they won't be sneaky good. I could say
I have
but like
them making
they
the
are
wild
not
card.
going to go to the
Wild
Super
card?
Bowl.
No, not. I meant like coming out of nowhere, like the season before they weren't very good, and then coming out of nowhere and being like a playoff team.
Yeah,
maybe wild card, but I don't see them making it that far.
I didn't mean it like Super Bowl. I meant like
because when you say make a push, I think I just imply AFC Championship Super Bowl. I'm like
no. I think Zach Wilson will make a good jump this year. I just think they built that team up very well this offseason.
They did. I am not denying. I don't dislike the Jets. I think the Jets will be like all right this year.
I really wish they got Deebo Samuel.
I just like
that would have been. Maybe
I just think it's like. I just don't know if I agree with like all the like everybody saying that they're going to have a Bengals like lead this year. Like the Jets are not going to the Super Bowl.
No, I think
especially in the AFC.
I think when people say that, they mean like they're going to go from a team that won 4 games.
Don't mean
to having a winning record.
They don't mean like making a Super Bowl.
I could see that.
Yeah.
They don't mean
just like a drastic change in 1 year.
They don't mean like a jump straight to the Super Bowl.
The Jets aren't going to the Super Bowl.
No. I could see them having a winning record though. Yeah.
Maybe if they continue to gain like after like this year, they didn't have a pick after the 4th round.
Yeah.
The Jets. They had 3 first-rounders, Sauce Wilson and Jermaine Johnson, which was
they didn't need any picks past the 4th round.
All 3 of them were hits.
I just looked at this. They had Breece Hall, Jeremy Ruckert, Max Mitchell from Louisiana, offensive tackle. He was a hit. Okay. And then Michael Clemens was their last pick.
Yeah, they did really well.
That's a
They
fantastic.
traded back up. They traded up for what? Jermaine Johnson.
Yes, which I saw him falling. We were talking about it on draft night. He fell clear down there. I'm like, he went 20.
The Jets had a really
26.
good draft.
He went 26th.
I didn't mind that the Jets were having a good draft. I mean, I have to admit I was a little jealous of them, but I didn't mind that. No, like the teams that I like. Mainly just like the Ravens. Like the Ravens knocked it out of the park, and that's like, oh crap! Like that's just great.
I think you could say Philly also.
Yeah, they had a good draft.
They got their first 3 picks were Jordan Davis, Cameron Jurgens, and Nakobe Dean.
Yeah,
they did
Jurgens
well too.
and his beef jerky.
I think they could compete for the
Plus you got AJ
NFC
Brown out
West.
of it.
I think they could compete for the NFC
I'm looking at the
East,
Jets roster right now. They have Becton, Berrios, Michael Carter. They got Tyler Conklin, who's decent. They still have Corey Davis.
Oh, then they got CJ Uzama.
And they have Uzama. Sauce, Breece Hall.
They got their other corner. Is it Reed?
Yeah, DJ Reed.
DJ Reed. He's good. He'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will.
Lawson.
Yeah, from they got Didn't they get the guy
Carl
from?
Lawson's from the Bengals.
Yeah.
They have.
He was injured
Their
last year, though.
receivers. So their receivers are Mims, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, and Braxton Berrios.
I think it'll be Wilson.
Definitely led
I
by
think it'll be
Wilson,
Berrios. I
think it'll be Wilson, Davis,
and then Moore.
Moore. Yeah, Moore's your slot guy.
Wasn't Davis hurt last year?
Yes, he had like a bunch of core injuries and everything like that.
Elijah Moore's pretty good. I forgot about him.
Elijah Moore's a beast.
So Zach, who did you not like?
I already touched.
I think we all know here who I think had the worst draft. I already touched on it.
Yes.
The Patriots had an awful draft.
So you say Patriots, Evan? What do you think?
I was gonna say Patriots.
Say the Patriots, Evan. They had a horrible draft. They had a horrible draft.
I can go into.
Yeah, you go. Let me do some.
The Minnesota Vikings.
They had a pretty bad one too.
Well,
they were my
it's not
second
even
one.
like they hit on some players. Like Lewis Seen, I think is a good pick at 32. I mean, but my thing is, why are you trading within a division twice? I think they had the pick at where Christian Watson got taken too.
They traded down.
They traded down with Green Bay. Green Bay traded up to get Christian Watson. And then they also trade down with the Lions and the Lions get Jameson Williams.
I did not know they did that.
Yeah. The value that got traded.
Oh, yeah, because the Vikings had the 12th pick.
Yeah. The value that got traded out, they didn't get, like, the Lions got so much higher of a value than the Vikings did from that trade.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I don't get why you're trading within division twice, let alone once. You do it twice.
And both times they were awful trades.
Yes. Like, end of the first round and an early second rounder. I mean, that makes sense. But, like, at the same time.
They had the 12th pick.
Yeah, they traded the 12th pick, and, I can't remember what else they traded. The Lions got, but it was like a 4th rounder.
The Vikings did have a really bad draft.
It didn't make sense.
Vikings and the Patriots both had putrid drafts.
It didn't make sense. I'll give it to them. They got Lewis Seen, Andrew Booth Jr., Brian Asamoah. Other than that, I really can't. Ed Ingram was a way too early. Other than those three,
they may have gotten a couple of good players, but
Vidarian
overall,
Lowe,
just
maybe?
stupid moves.
But
like those trades were just stupid.
I can't see how you don't. I understand how you say Patriots because the Patriots draft was terrible. Patriots was bad, but I just feel like the Vikings had a lot worse of a draft. What they did,
I think the Patriots draft was a lot worse. I think the Vikings made just more like stupid moves. Like those two trades were just stupid. The Patriots had a worse draft. Like they made dumb picks, but like the Vikings had some really stupid like moves, like trade wise and stuff. Just like why? Like the
just
Vikings
covering different aspects of it.
Yeah, like the Vikings just low key kind of screwed themselves in the draft. The Patriots just had bad picks.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. I mean, they screwed themselves in that way, but like the Vikings could have had good
That's
picks.
not looking good on new ownership.
Like,
I think both of those teams were definitely like the biggest losers. But for me, I guess I wouldn't really call these people a loser, but they didn't have like the flashiest draft, which I would say the Cowboys.
Yeah,
because they got Tyler
Smith in the first round was
who I think he's good, but like 24 might have been a little bit high. And then the only other person that I even recognize is Jalen Tolbert from Southern Alabama.
Yeah, never mind.
And then Jake Ferguson, but Jake Ferguson I don't really know much about him.
He's a tight end,
I just
isn't he?
recognize the name.
I mean, the Cowboys may have kind of had a draft that like it wasn't flashy, but it might have hit some of their needs. Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't say the Cowboys had an awful.
No,
draft.
It's more like. The Patriots and the Vikings just had bad drafts, and then there's like a whole nother level to it where it's just like it's okay draft. Like nothing, you didn't get anything crazy. You might have reached on a couple of picks. Like
I think I agree. The Cowboys
it
really
may have
probably
just been high on their draft board.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Cowboys didn't really have a great draft, but it wasn't like so bad.
No, I was also looking at teams that had more because there's a lot of teams that only had like 4 picks who like picked like nobody that I knew. But I felt like that was unfair to say that they had a bad draft, seeing that they started in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
so
it's like your the Dolphins.
Yeah, because I was going to say like the Dolphins and like the Browns.
Well, the Browns even.
But they got David Bell.
I don't think the Browns had a bad draft.
I don't even
from
know
what they were.
Got,
I think they hit on their picks.
I was just looking at like the Dolphins and
as much as
like
it
Rams
pains me to
and,
say,
like,
but the
Raiders and
Browns,
stuff.
I feel like the Browns had a great draft for what they could do.
Yeah, they might have had a good draft from what they couldn't have done.
Martin
like,
Emerson,
pick-wise,
Alex
they took
Wright.
advantage of what they had.
David Bell is good.
Oh yeah, this was a solid draft. Martin Emerson, 3rd round. Alex Wright from UAB.
They took
defensive
it.
end.
They took advantage of what they had. They didn't
They
really
took a
have.
place kicker.
Yeah, they took it.
They didn't really have great opportunities.
Cade York from LSU.
Yeah.
Say he's going to be the next Evan McPherson.
See that's what I'm saying. Like the Vikings had good opportunities that they just got rid of, like stupidly. Like I mean the Browns didn't really have a lot of good opportunities pick wise, but they still at least made them count somewhat. I mean, so the Browns probably.
And they got Perry on Winfrey.
I mean, the Browns probably had like an average draft, but like based on what they like had, it was pretty good. The Vikings had the freaking 12th pick, and they just
traded
were
out to get the 30,
retarded. Yeah,
32nd and 34th.
the Vikings were just stupid.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that there was just a couple teams that didn't like. I feel like almost every team in this draft like did well for where they were. Like for the most part, I felt like everyone kind of won the draft,
Except for the Patriots.
except for the Patriots.
Except for those two teams.
Yeah, but everybody else, like if I was the fan base, I would have not been super upset about it.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Chase was when we were talking about the draft
Yeah.
last night. Chase was like, the Cowboys had a terrible draft.
That's what made me think of that.
That was funny.
I can see his point though.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
In terms of like the first round grades,
it was a bit of a
the first round grades. He was.
I mean,
It was Cole
especially-
Strange, the worst one, like
Yes.
in terms of grade, and then I think Tyler Smith was one of the lower ones too.
and especially with for the Cowboys, having Linderbaum on the board, that doesn't really make sense why they did not take him.
Because Linderbaum went what 26,
Linderbaum
25,
went a couple
so he
of
went
picks
to picks
after the Cowboys.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure why the Cowboys passed up on him. That would be my thing. Like I don't really get that.
Yeah. Yeah, he went to pick after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get why that happened.
So, here recently there was a lot, as the season starting and free agency is coming pretty much to a close. There was a couple extensions that needed to be done, and the two big ones were Cooper Kupp's 3 years, $80 million, and Aaron Donald's 2 years, $60 million. And my only question is, how the heck do the Rams have cap space?
Where are they getting this money?
And I saw something the other day. They managed to clear like $4 million in cap space from those extensions.
How?
Where is this money coming from? I think the Rams are cheating. The Rams are cheating the system. Where are they getting all this money?
I don't. It's a weird thing to think about because
I would like to sit down with their accountant.
Honestly, what I would say is they have a bunch of guys that aren't really they're good, but they don't have the top level contracts. Mm-hmm. But then that way they can spend like the big money on your Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, everything like that. That's the only thing I can think of. And you also got to remember they don't have any draft picks.
That's true too.
I would like to sit down with their accountant and see the numbers here, because I don't know where this money's coming
But
from.
honestly, for them, that it couldn't have worked out any better. Did you see what Trent Williams said?
No.
Trent Williams is the tackle
with
for
Aaron
the.
Donald? Yeah, he said, "I wish he would.
I wish he would have retired.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll play. I think he'll play through this contract and then he'll retire.
So under this, this year alone, they extended Stafford 4 year, 160, 130 guaranteed. Aaron Donald 3 years, 95, 65 guaranteed, and then Kupp 80, 75 guaranteed.
And then in off-season free agency, they
did trade Robert Woods, though. That
got rid of
And
a
they
bunch.
picked up Allen Robinson.
That took
right?
that
Yeah, they
took
picked
off,
up Allen Robinson. I forgot
yeah.
about that.
Trading Woods took off $12 million of dead cap, which helped a lot.
They also signed, I think it's Joe Noteboom this offseason. I think he's replacing Whitworth.
Oh, okay.
And he was like a 3-year, $40 million.
They did lose some guys.
So yeah, when Whitworth retired,
They lost what's his face. Went to the Panthers.
Yeah, their guard.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I don't think the Rams are going to be as good this year as they were last year, though. Like, I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl
So the
contenders.
2023 Rams have 62 players under contract with 240 of cap allotted. If we project a $218 million league salary cap, this means we estimate that the Rams to be about $12 million over the cap from a top 51 standpoint, 22 in total allocations. So between Ramsey, Stafford, Donald, and Leonard Floyd, that's currently $105 million in 2023.
On 5 players.
Wow. I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl again though, honestly.
They got a lot of pieces that could potential. They did lose Darius Williams. They're opposite corner of Ramsey.
I just think
to the Jags.
They'll be in contention.
They'll make the playoffs again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy.
They'll make playoffs for sure. I just don't know about Super Bowl because it's just
they got very lucky in that final game in that NFC.
They got very lucky in that game, and they got very lucky in the Super Bowl too. If the Bengals actually had a competent line, they would not have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Jamar Chase.
They got Bobby Wagner too.
Yeah, they got Bobby Wagner.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got Bobby Wagner too.
I think they'll for sure make the playoffs, and I don't know. I guess I take that back. They'll be.
Bobby's getting old though.
He is getting old, but I take that back. They'll be in contention.
Yeah, they'll be in contention. I don't have them.
I don't have them winning though. Again, I don't even know if I have them going again. Just because it's just tough because look at most teams that come off of a Super Bowl win, the next couple of years they are not very good.
Unless you're the Chiefs.
Unless you're the
Or
Chiefs,
the Patriots.
Or the
Patriots.
But the Chiefs lost the next year in bad fashion.
But they still made it.
Yes, but they lost it very badly, and then the year after that,
but that was
they kind of fell off a little bit.
But that was that year after they had so many injuries along their offensive line, so they had to revamp their offensive line.
There is most teams that do win a Super Bowl usually don't perform as well in the last couple of seasons.
You get all this hype from that one season.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just saying. I mean, the Rams do still have a lot of pieces and stuff, and they'll 100% make the playoffs and make a push. I'm just not. I just don't know if they're going to.
I just think the NFL is really, really good now. So it's
yeah. Honestly, I think the Bucs have a better shot just because of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady takes pay cuts to make sure he gets all the.
That's what I'm saying.
Better players alongside him.
I think the Bucs have a better shot at going to the Super Bowl, and I genuinely have no grounds to say this because the Rams have probably a better roster. So the only reason I'm saying this is Tom Brady. That is the only reason. The man came out of retirement. You know he's coming back with a fury.
After how many days? 40?
Yeah, but either way though, I'm just saying you know he's mad and he wants to win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Again. So I am saying the Bucs are my NFC Super Bowl pick. And as of right now, I haven't seen any games yet. I don't know, but as of right now, that's my NFC Super Bowl pick.
I can see it.
I'm not saying they'll win it. I think they're going to go though.
I can see it.
I think they'll beat the Rams just because of Tom Brady.
I think I don't know why I just got this random thought in my head. I think Cardinals getting Hollywood Brown.
That was good.
That was a good move for them.
That was a really good
I
move.
thought that when they got DeAndre Hopkins, that Kyler Murray would become an MVP candidate and he'd take over.
He starts off the year amazing.
He pulls a Russell Wilson. He starts off super good and then tanks in the end.
I'm interested to see how Russell Wilson does.
I think, and I know we were talking about this yesterday. I said I think the Broncos. There's no in between with them. Either they are Super Bowl contenders, or they are that team that has all the preseason hype and ends up going 500, if even that.
I can see that.
And honestly, I think I see the Broncos being more of the team that vastly underperforms the hype and maybe goes 500, maybe wild card.
Okay.
I see the Broncos.
Well, I mean,
I see the Broncos being a disappointment.
You're playing in that tough of a division. Makes sense.
I see the Broncos maybe being the worst team in the division, which isn't saying much because that's a really good division. But still, I see the Broncos maybe finishing last in the division, and I see them being that disappointing team. There's always that team in the preseason that gets all the hype, and they're like, look at all the guys that they've got in free agency or blah, blah, blah. Look at all, they're going to be insane. And then, they get to the regular season and they're maybe 500. I see the Broncos being that team this year, honestly.
Well, you could say the same thing with the Raiders, though, too.
You could. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like it's the Broncos.
Yeah,
I
can see it.
I think you could pinpoint that for 3 of those teams. I think you could point that for the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders.
Here's my thing with the Chargers, though. The Chargers were really good last year, too.
Yes, but
so
they didn't
I
make
think
playoffs.
Because they lost.
they didn't make the playoffs, yes, but I think the Chargers are. I think the Chargers are going to be pretty good.
I think they'll be good. I just could see that. Your standpoint.
I mean, it would be nice if that happened because that knocks out AFC contender. That'd be great. I'd love that. But like, I don't see that happening though. I see the Chargers being really good. Like playoffs. I don't know about Super Bowl or anything, but I see them playoffs being a really good team.
if they
contending
can
for the division.
If they can finally get some help to finally solidify that front defensive line up the middle, because that's how they were getting killed all the time because they couldn't stop the run.
I see
I was hoping they'd
Chargers.
get Jordan Davis.
I see Chargers and Chiefs
Go
being.
Philly.
I see Chargers and Chiefs being top of the AFC West, and I see both of them.
Those are all just going to be. Those are all going to be good games when they come. To
Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to probably be not much better than last year.
So potential.
Wild card.
Well, I mean, last year
They shouldn't have even made it in the first place.
Okay, but I think like they could be a potential wild card. And I don't see them winning like 12 games though, like 12, 13 games. Like I don't know about that. Like that.
No,
I mean,
I can see your point.
I honestly I could see like the entire AFC West division. I could see that division maybe not being as good as all the hype's gotten. Maybe.
Well, and they all have to play each other.
Exactly.
There's
so
8
like,
games.
somebody in that division is not going to be as good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and my pick for that team is probably the Broncos. I think the Broncos
see
are
it.
going to be a little underwhelming.
I can see that.
As a Russell Wilson fan, I hope that doesn't happen. Because
I like Russell Wilson.
I really like. He's my favorite player in like the NFL, and I just hope that I hope he does well in Denver. But also, just recently, Denver they got bought out. They have
Did you see that?
they have a new owner now.
I did not see that.
Yeah, the Walmart
Yeah, the Walmart
guy bought
Really?
Yeah, the guy.
Broncos.
They're going to
yeah.
name their stadium after Walmart.
Yeah.
They're the most expensive sports franchise like ever.
Yeah.
Like
I think
he
it was
bought them for what was it, 4.5 billion?
4.65 million
Yeah.
or billion,
Yeah.
which is a record for North American sports franchise.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that was interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a whole new
I did not see that.
ownership. Which is
I'm not
pretty cool.
I'm not like preying on the Broncos' downfall or anything. I'm just saying that like, and I like Russell Wilson too. I mean, I'd like to see him do well. I'm just saying that I could see them being that team.
My thing is like that defense is a top 10 defense.
They do have good defense.
I think, and then you add the piece with Russell Wilson, and you have guys like Javonte Williams, you have Melvin Gordon.
They have all.
They have all the
pieces.
Javonte.
Yeah.
My guy.
Like they
Carried me in
have all the pieces and like they are deserving of all of the like preseason hype. I'm just saying I could see.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
There's always that one team that everyone says is like going to do
That's
really
what
well,
I'm
and
saying.
then they just don't.
That's what I'm saying. I could see that.
But
being the Broncos this year.
because like Joel said, they play in such a tough division. Like they could that division generally could be the worst team is like one game over 500. It's
Yeah.
like the worst team.
Well, like,
No,
did
yeah,
you see the
I
Chiefs?
could see that happen.
Did you see the Chiefs' schedule? It's like
it's terrible.
it
They play nobody. Or they play a lot of people.
they play a lot.
There was one team that like played nobody, right?
The Chiefs. I think the Chiefs. I saw something. I think the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, the
play
Chiefs is the harder one.
Like, yeah, they play like
There was one
Do the
where
Chiefs
they
have the hardest?
the Chiefs. Have
there
like
was
the
one where
hardest
they
schedule.
like some team played nobody. I forget who.
Is it the
was.
Raiders?
Could be, but the Chiefs like their first
the
like
Chiefs was really different.
their first like 10 games of the year, they're playing like teams that were all above 500 or like competing to be in the playoffs.
I know they play the Bengals again at the Jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
But yeah, I mean, somebody in that division has to be like the loser. So
Yeah.
Okay, I got it pulled up. So they play Cardinals, Chargers, Colts, Bucks, Raiders, Bills, Niners, Titans. Then you got the Jags. Wow. Chargers, Rams, Bengals, Broncos, Texans, Seattle, Broncos, Raiders.
It's tough.
So they're bad games. You got the Texans.
There's only two
Seahawks.
bad games.
You got the Texans,
Three.
Seahawks, Jaguars.
that They only
the
have
rest of the
3
teams
bad
were
teams.
competing in the
Holy crap!
That's a tough schedule.
The Chargers might win the division just because of that schedule.
It's very possible.
That is a absolutely grueling schedule.
That is
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That
I
is
forgot that they
bad.
had that.
Oh my gosh! I thought the Bengals was tough.
At least you get teams like Carolina. the
Yeah,
Falcons.
you got if you look at the Bengals schedule, you got a couple of cupcakes.
I'm glad
in there.
I'm glad they're not going overseas this year.
Yeah.
I don't want them to. I don't.
There was talk that they were going to go to Germany.
I don't like that.
I was like, no. And they thought it was going to be the Saints game.
No,
But-
have to play the Saints game at New Orleans because
it is.
Burrow and Chase's homecoming.
It is,
You know?
so it's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Another big extension was Hunter Renfrow got a 2-year, $32 million
That
extension.
was awesome.
And I heard somebody, I was either on Twitter or like Instagram or somebody said, and they said that the Raiders just got basically a Cooper Kupp for half of the money.
Yep.
Hunter
They're
Renfro's a stud.
I can see what you mean because they're both really great route runners. Let's be real, they're pretty similar in ability, but I mean Cooper Kupp is
Cooper Kupp's better.
Kupp's
come
better.
on now.
But
Yeah, but I just thought those I hadn't heard that before.
Hunter Renfro's good though. I like
when
that.
you brought that up, I had to think about it for a second, but it made sense.
Yeah. But I was like,
I liked it.
interesting.
I like that.
But that
Extension.
just shows what's happening to the wide receiver market right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why, I mean, because Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, who else?
AJ Brown got an
All
extension.
got massive deals.
Who else was there?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp got a 3-year.
$80 million or something.
DK still. The guys that are still waiting on their contracts are DK, Debo, Terry, and I think Deontay Johnson too. Yeah, Deontay. All 4 of those guys. That wide receiver class was nuts. You have all that talent.
The market is pretty high.
Well, and that makes when the night of draft happened, and I saw that the Titans traded with the Eagles, and they traded AJ Brown and got Traylon Burks. I saw that and I was in awe. And then you see the run of wide receivers from 8 all the way to 19?
Yeah.
Just
This is a deep wide receiver class.
It was a good receiver.
I feel like the past 3 years it's been all deep wide receiver classes. 19, 20.
There's just so
who
many
was
good
last year?
ones.
Or Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah, it was
Waddle.
Chase. and
Waddle, Smith,
Yeah.
Elijah
who was
Moore
the
was
year
there.
before? I knew that.
Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins,
Oh yeah, I forgot about T. Higgins.
Justin Jefferson. Who else was in there? There's
Jalen Rieger.
Rieger.
Remember him? Yeah, no, I forgot about. Yeah, last year's receiver class was really good. You know, all 3 of those top guys were studs.
Oh, you had Jerry Jeudy.
Oh,
wait,
Jerry
no.
Jeudy went in that year.
Oh, I think we might have messed up on
Did Diggs get an extension recently? Or was that...
Where was that?
Stephon
last year?
Diggs?
I think Diggs got an extension too.
Stephon Diggs this year.
It was either last year.
Was it last year or this year? It was
was last
recently.
year.
I don't remember hearing about him getting an extension this year.
Yeah.
It was Justin.
Amari Cooper is getting paid the same amount as Chris Godwin and Mike Williams.
Dude, the Browns are idiots.
Justin Jefferson
We'll talk about that more
was
later.
2022. So 2020, the 2020 draft wide receiver draft class was insane as well.
Isn't Debo sitting out because of contract?
At the
dispute?
moment, I think so.
Yeah.
Because
do you
he's.
think Terry will do that? Or do you think
I feel like Terry-
Washington will pay him?
I feel like they'll pay Terry, but I don't think Terry. I think Terry just is going to play.
Yeah.
I think he'll play, and if they can't come to an agreement,
He'll leave.
He'll just leave.
he'll either leave or they'll franchise tag him, then he'll leave after that following year. I think that's their most likely
think
move.
he's the guy that's going to sit out.
No, I don't think he's that type of guy.
Oh yeah, so that 2020
It just
class.
annoys me.
That 2020
when
class
players
was-
sit out for contracts, that annoys me so much.
I mean, they want to make their money.
I mean, I understand why
They just
to a point, but
well,
it's
because in the NBA, you have like more like players have more leverage, but in the NFL, the players don't have as much leverage.
They can just put someone in right after you.
So
It's just so
so
annoying
the
to
only
see
way
that,
that they can get leverage is to say, okay, I'm your best player. I'm just not going to play until you pay me.
Exactly.
It's just so annoying.
That's the best way they can get leverage.
I was looking at this. So the wide receivers that I of note, you had Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CD, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Laviska Shenault, Chase Claypool, Van Jefferson was in that class.
He's good.
Yeah. Brian Edwards he wasn't bad.
That is a good class.
Yeah, it was a solid. I mean, these past couple of years have been solid wide receiver classes.
Yeah, they've been really good. So do you think, like you said, the last 3 classes have been so good? Do you think that the wide receiver position is going to kind of get more, like, expendable? Because, like, what the Titans did with A.J. Brown, they traded A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown got paid somewhere, and then they basically just drafted a younger version.
I honestly think that's you're going to see that more often.
Yeah.
Like this coming year, you have Justin Jefferson to get paid. You got T. Higgins. Well, not this. Yeah. Well, like heading into next year.
Yeah.
Like the year after, you're going to have those guys looking to get contracts now. I think you'll see something like this happen because Christian Kirk set the bar of how he got paid way too much. They're betting on upside with him. But then that creates guys like Devontae Adams getting the amount they're getting.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to find that happy medium between those.
Yeah.
And honestly, like A.J. Brown's was $25 million over 4 years. I mean, it was $25 million a year, a 4-year, $100 million.
So you think it'll get to the point where teams, instead of paying their players, they'll just get rid of them and
it
draft someone else?
It depends on
the caliber of receiver.
Yes.
But like with A.J. Brown, like they literally drafted Treylon Burks, whose comparison was A.J. Brown.
Yes.
So, I mean,
it's kind of sad to see that though. Franchise,
it's just kind of sad to see players that won't play for your franchise long term. They'll just be there for 4 years.
But it also depends.
All right, you're done. We'll just draft someone else.
But it also depends on like how. I mean, don't get me wrong. I bet the Titans wanted to keep him, but at the same time, you got to look at how much they have.
It's a business.
It's a business.
No, I know. But also,
A.J. Brown had been like up and down the last couple of years, so he
very
was
injury prone.
He was kind of if you were he was kind of expendable.
If there was any receiver this year that was up for contract that would be expendable, it's him.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's kind of like if that does start to be like the trend for receivers, it's just kind of sad to see like you aren't going to have like a franchise receiver. Like, oh yeah, he's played for us for like
I think you'll still.
I also think it depends on the team too.
I think that's the big thing.
Yeah. But
I think you'll still see it.
There's like the dude like Justin Jefferson. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay.
He's going to stay put.
Like the main guys are going to stay put unless they force their hand. Yes. But like people like A.J. Brown, who's been like
A.J. Brown, really
who's been like injury ridden, has had good seasons and bad seasons. Like he's paying him $100 million isn't the worst.
I could see something like that with like a Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to say it, but T. Higgins.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
You think they'll get rid of T. Higgins?
I hope they don't.
I hope they don't.
Get rid of Boyd before they.
I think Boyd could be a cap casualty, and
I think he'll be the odd man out.
And I think also, like look back at the Bengals like when Carson Palmer was there, and they had Chad Ochocinco and T.O. They made sure to pay Chad Ochocinco, T.O., and Carson Palmer.
I think.
But you also don't want to go back looking at their like past stuff because honestly, like everything that they've done in the past is completely different now. Like they have been a completely different franchise.
I think they'll pay T and Jamar and Burrow first, and then
they're gonna build around their core,
and then they'll get to Nixon, and then I just think Tyler Boyd's gonna demand a lot of money, which he rightfully deserves.
Yes.
I just don't think that the Bengals will be.
And I think they'll either find a slot in the draft or they'll find one in free agency.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Because like honestly, like us having 3 great top receivers is really nice.
Yeah,
but
you can't keep that up for that long.
And teams you can definitely win without having 3 great receivers.
Yes.
Which is why I'm saying they need to win the Super Bowl now before we get rid of all these guys.
Yeah.
They built a team.
Is the NFL? I mean, I don't know with like the NBA, they have like the first, second, and like third team, and if they make it, then they like their pay increases. Is there anything like if you win like an award or whatever that your pay like increases?
I know if you reach like a certain
because I know they have
incentives.
Yeah,
like you get like 100 receptions, you get like 1,000 bonus or something like that.
Because in the NBA, like Karl Anthony Towns made like second team, and he got like $60 million because of it.
Holy crap!
I don't know if they do because you'd have to be like all pro. Right?
Yeah. So his thing like his
I don't know.
contract.
Jeez,
Like
Actually, I think there is because I think
I don't think it's probably not as drastic as the NBA
I think like
but.
look at La'el Collins. He has like incentives for like making the Pro Bowl, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That could increase your pay.
I don't think
if Joe Burrow like won like an MVP and he's like more than like max money, like I mean I'd 100% give it to him, but
yeah,
you're gonna pay your.
You give him what you want. What he wants.
But I'm just thinking like if that were to happen, then
I think they do have incentives and stuff, but it's not as drastic as in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Like if Joe Burrow wins the MVP, they aren't going to give him an extra $60 million.
No, yeah,
like that is egregious.
Absolutely.
And you also have to keep in mind, in the NBA, there's a lot of money to go around. There's only like 15 guys per team, and there's less teams. So, like,
sure,
that is a good point.
Whereas in the NFL, there's 53 guys on 32 teams. The NFL probably does make more money than the NBA, though, I'd imagine.
the NFL,
Yeah,
definitely.
the NFL is like way more like fan favorite than the NBA, so they probably have more money. It's just there's so many players.
They definitely do. All right, I guess we'll get to the Deshaun Watson part of this.
Boy.
What we've all been waiting for. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, the last like year, basically, Deshaun Watson has had a bunch of lawsuits, and it's up to 24 now. And so he got traded from the Texans to the Browns, and the Browns gave him what, 240,
35 mil.
Yeah.
Did you see how his contract? Did you see how his contract's set up too? The first year, 1 mil, and then 45 mil.
And then it kicks in. Yeah.
Because they were banking on him getting suspended this year.
Dang it! So they were kind of smart.
But
Yeah,
if he's still like is suspended for 2 years and like
They aren't going to suspend him for 2 years.
You'd never know.
No
They-
With
way.
this,
They literally suspended a guy for gambling on himself for 1 year. This guy has 24 like sexual civil lawsuits against him.
2 years? You might as well just kick him out of the league.
I mean, they did that with Josh Gordon, basically.
with his drugs.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
everything.
that's probably worse.
Oh, it is worse.
Yeah,
so much worse.
But yeah,
but I don't know. The NFL is kind of.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, my biggest question is, will he play this season?
No.
I don't think.
I don't think he'll play.
I don't know.
I don't think he will.
I
Okay,
don't
but
see.
even still though, like we were talking to Nick last night, and Nick said that he thinks he will play, and he thinks that Deshaun Watson is like clearly the best quarterback in the division.
No.
Like, dude,
I
like Joe Burrow is like very clearly the best quarterback in that division.
pause. So, my thing is, I feel. Don't get me wrong. I think Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
I think he's a little more. I think he's a little overrated. Personally, I think Deshaun Watson's a little overrated. Look at his. Look at it. Look at it. He's good, but look at his work with the Texans. I know he doesn't have much over there. He didn't have much over there.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins.
Exactly. He had some weapons to go along with him.
Mm-hmm.
But what did it ever amount to?
First round playoff game.
If that.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they weren't even making playoffs.
Yeah, I think he is a little overhyped.
And
Especially him going to the Browns.
I think also
that is aggressive.
Well, that makes me
overhyped.
think like I think two guys that are a little overhyped are Kyler Murray and Deshaun.
I like Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray's pretty good.
Kyler Murray comes out like we were talking just a little bit ago.
He
comes
tanks.
out hot,
Yeah,
like he's going to be an MVP candidate.
yeah.
Tanks.
He does tank,
It-
but
it's-
I think Kyler Murray's. Well, I don't know if I want to say that or not.
Better.
Yeah,
I think he's
better than Deshaun.
you think so?
Yeah.
We just haven't seen Deshaun play for 2 years.
Yeah.
And
No,
you don't exactly.
I like
That's another
Kyler
thing.
Murray.
You
I
don't
think
know
Kyler
what's-
Murray's good.
You don't know what Deshaun's going to be capable of after sitting out for 2 years.
It's like with like
And
it's
possibly
like-
sitting out several more games this year.
yeah, it's like with Klay Thompson. Like we didn't know.
And
Well, he
had
came
to-
back just fine though.
He had to work his way.
It
in.
took a little bit, but
Yes.
he's fine now.
You got to
But-
get your rhythm back.
But I think
We just haven't seen
Yeah.
him play organized football.
yeah, I don't. I think that like Deshaun
Would you put
Watson
Lamar
is-
Jackson over him?
Yes,
You would?
I would. I think so.
I mean, Lamar Jackson doesn't have an MVP.
Lamar Jackson has an MVP, and people don't give him enough credit for his passing. I think he's a pretty solid passer.
I don't think he's great. I think
He's
good
the
enough
second
to-
best quarterback in the division.
with Deshaun Watson.
Yes. Burrow, Lamar, Deshaun, and then any of the Steelers
That's
guys.
a tough one. I don't know. I could.
I just feel
See
like we
playing
haven't
Lamar,
seen
but for
Deshaun
sure.
play in so long that he doesn't deserve to instantly be the second best quarterback.
Yeah,
in the
he
division
is
like
getting
that.
aggressively overhyped with the Browns. Like they're like the Browns got him and Amari Cooper, and they're saying, "Oh, they're going to win the division and then go to the playoffs." Like,
Yeah.
what, hold on here.
Who do you-
You have the Bengals coming off a Super Bowl run, and they bring everybody back and get better in where they needed to, and you have a healthy Ravens coming in.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
So who do you? Sorry to go back to Lamar, but who do you have? Who did you have is better than Lamar? That's my thing.
Better than Lamar.
I know there's
Like
we got
in
our
the
clear-
NFL?
Yeah, quarterback. Who like I know we got some.
guys.
I know we could do.
Should we go top 10 quarterbacks here?
I mean, it's
Here, you-
it's something. It's something. Am I wrong?
Let me
It's something to think about.
Let me look this up here.
Who would you rather have? We could get a list of quarterbacks up right here, and
I'm doing that.
They have Daniel Jones as the 30. They have Taysom Hill over Daniel Jones. That's awesome.
Okay, I just looked up NFL. Okay, yeah, here we go.
You could say just random quarterback names. And
Here we go. NFL quarterback index ranking all 32 teams
That's what
quarterbacks.
I'm on right now.
Okay, so better than Lamar? Is that what we're doing here?
I'm saying better.
Okay,
Who's
so
better than Lamar?
Who's better? Brady,
Yeah.
Yes.
Rodgers,
Yes.
Herbert,
Yes.
Burrow,
Yeah.
Yes.
Mahomes,
Yes.
Allen,
Yeah.
Yes.
Stafford,
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you could. I feel like you could.
maybe Kyler Murray.
I think Lamar's better than Kyler.
I personally like Kyler more.
I like Kyler better, so I'll say Kyler. So that's 8 guys better than him now. Oh, Russell Wilson's tough.
This one has Lamar Jackson at 6.
I don't know about Russell Wilson.
Okay, never mind. This just discredit everything I just said. They've Ryan Tannehill at 5. Discredit.
Okay,
Some
so
of these articles
all
that
right,
we
so
read.
I'm putting him in the top 10.
Yeah, I could easily put him up there.
What about Deshaun then?
Deshaun? I'm not putting Deshaun in the top 10.
11 or 12.
I just named you 8 guys, and Brady, Rodgers, Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Murray, Stafford, Russell.
Brady.
I already said Brady. And Lamar. I just named you 10 guys that are, well,
I would put Deshaun at 11.
I can get behind Lamar. Okay, I agree with that. So I just named you 10 guys that are 100% better than Deshaun Watson. And there's questionable ones here, too. Dak Prescott. Derek Carr.
I think you could put Kirk Cousins up there. He doesn't.
Oh, I'm not putting him better than
Look at his
Deshaun
production, though, last year.
Watson. He is not better than Deshaun Watson.
I think
I'm
he's
not
overpaid.
doing that.
I think he's very overpaid. I will say
Here's
that.
the scouting report on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has moments where he makes the dumbest plays, but other than not, he's a good NFL starter.
I think
He has his game.
I think he gets the job done.
Yeah.
He's not going to light the world on fire.
He's
not
a
gonna
top 15 quarterback.
Yes, top 15. He's not going to win them. He will not win them a Super Bowl.
No.
But
I don't think Deshaun can win a team a Super Bowl.
Deshaun Watson will not win the Browns a Super Bowl. That is not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Deshaun
That's
will
not
never
going to
win,
happen.
win a Super Bowl.
I do.
If he even plays again.
I think Deshaun Watson will never win a Super
So
Bowl.
speaking,
If he ever wins. If he ever plays.
I do not think he will ever win a Super Bowl.
so Joel just alluded to something I was going to just ask. So how do you think that the NFL should punish Deshaun? Because I have heard from a couple people that a couple people have said that he should never play again.
I don't know, man.
well,
Has there been anything that's came out with this investigation? Is there any
Yeah, I was
prove
reading,
or
there-
like, has anything
apparently-
developed
I was
here?
reading
Like,
stuff yesterday about it.
I've seen something that there's a pattern of like how he goes about his.
Here's my thing: if there was like false ones, and if there was like 4, I'd be like, okay, this is probably false. But 24,
oh no,
I feel
he
like-
definitely did.
I
it.
feel like he
Yeah.
had to do something.
He definitely did it at least a couple of times for sure. But is there solid proof
That's what
to
they're-
warrant
That's what they're
him
trying to
being in
figure
trouble?
That's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, because as of right now, I haven't seen any solid proof to actually warrant him being in trouble, not playing anymore. Like I'd like him not to. He is a complete scumbag, but I don't know if there's enough proof for him to get in trouble for it. You know,
I think it should be at least 2 years if he even plays.
I just think if you're gonna,
I would love that to happen.
I just think if you're going to suspend somebody for gambling for
For a
whole
year. For a year.
somebody making like unconsented sexual advances on women should be longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, like
I agree. I'm just saying, like, I haven't heard of like enough evidence to like say you're done.
But
Like,
then
ban
you-
him from the NFL.
But then
know?
you also
Like,
see things like with Ray Rice, he was only suspended for a couple games.
Yeah.
Which is something like that. That's
the NFL is so.
Yeah,
Like,
that
it doesn't. I mean, gambling that should warrant maybe a game or two, maybe
they take
not
gambling.
a whole year.
No, I don't think it should be a whole year.
Yeah.
But they take gambling very serious, which
They take it more serious than sexual assault.
if that's the case, there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no. Deshaun Watson is like the scum of the earth. Like he doesn't deserve to play anymore. No, but will he? I don't know.
I know. I for sure think he's suspended at least 1 year.
I hope.
I don't think he'll play this year.
I don't think he will either.
I hope not. He shouldn't.
I don't know.
I don't think he should play anymore. I think he's a scumbag.
I don't know.
I just haven't heard enough of like the actual like case, like of the civil lawsuit. Like I haven't heard enough of like this. Of
So
the, of
I
the
do know he
case.
booked 66 appointments from 2019 to 21.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So that is an undeniable like
That,
yeah. But
well, the
does
New York
that
Times
prove-
put something out on him.
That's what I'm reading. Right
Oh, that is.
But is there proof that he actually did any of this? Is there solid proof? If so, get him out of the year. Get him out of the league. Yes. I mean, he did
He
it.
did.
Like, I mean, he definitely did it. You know he did.
Yeah.
But you're innocent until you're proven guilty. You
He
can't
also had
you can't kick him out of the NFL without solid evidence.
You also had Big Ben too.
yeah, that too.
So
I mean, you can't kick him out of the league without solid evidence. If he's convicted of something and there's solid evidence, yes, get him out.
yes.
And you know he did it. Like, he is a scumbag. You know he did it. But I don't think without solid evidence that's enough to kick him out of the league.
It's
It's
an interesting topic.
It's tough.
It's tough to say what they'll do.
Yeah.
You just kind of gotta wait and see. Honestly,
I mean, you have to wait
But-
for more evidence to come out, more
If-
people to come forward. You know,
but,
25th
like,
perhaps.
once we,
I mean, just
I
kinda
sure
like
hope
making
it's
it
not
there.
that. I sure hope there is no more that comes out of this, because it's just going to show how much more disturbing it is
Yeah.
if he comes back in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think he
it's
should be at
so-
least suspended 1 year,
Yeah.
maybe a lot more.
It's just so hard because, like I said, I mean, you are innocent until you're proven guilty. So, like, you know he did it, and you know he's a creep and a scumbag, but there's no evidence,
My-
or at least not enough to prove that it.
My
Like,
other
you know
thing
he
is-
did, you just can't prove it.
And then you also look at, like, with the Browns, they said they did their own, like, research on this.
They did not do their own research
I don't.
on this.
I don't.
Oh, was there research saying, "Did you do this?" and him saying no?
I did.
Nate,
I did see something where it was like a.
Was there research just them flat out asking him? Like,
I don't know. It's. I don't know.
that's a mess.
It is.
I think did we talk about this already? Like, or if he does end up playing this year, are they the division favorites? And you would say no, and you would
God
say no. I would
sake,
say
no.
I don't get me wrong. Their defense is amazing.
I just think
I don't think bringing Amari Cooper in is gonna solve anything.
Why do people think he's so good?
Well, he's a good route runner.
John tried to tell me he's better than T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
I'm right.
He's a good route runner. Don't get me
He's a
wrong.
Rangers fan.
But,
Yeah, Yeah, Amari Cooper got drafted by him.
Yes. What John tried to tell me, Amari Cooper is better than T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. He said on most NFL teams he's a wide receiver.
What have you done for me recently?
That's what it is. Okay, maybe when he played for the Raiders, maybe.
He wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, he had a couple years where he was solid with the Cowboys.
Amari Cooper is not that great.
He's still a solid receiver.
He is a solid receiver. Oh yes, undoubtedly he's a solid receiver. No,
they had him playing.
Not anymore. Not at this point.
Donovan Peoples-Jones will have a good year.
I think so.
I think it's like you said,
or David Bell.
It's like, what have you done recently? And for Amari Cooper, that's nothing.
Or they'll just go run heavy again,
which they could do that.
I think something also interesting to note is what they do with Baker Mayfield.
That is a good point.
Yeah,
he doesn't. I
saw something.
If I don't want to play there anymore,
I saw something was
you
the
just
Browns
sign a rapist over him.
It was the Browns' ultimate plan was to draft their franchise quarterback, piss him off, and then sign a rapist.
That's what happened.
I was like, that's the most Brown thing to do.
The Browns are so...
Yeah. They are such a Cleveland team.
Yeah.
But
I mean, will Baker even so let's say Deshaun gets suspended for the whole season.
If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm not playing. No.
Well,
I'm going to say, screw you, I'm not playing.
Unless he comes out and he's like, obviously no team wanted him right now.
Yeah, so maybe if he plays, he can get his stock up.
Prove himself, and then he says, okay, I'm out. You guys didn't want me now. Why... But I could also see that. You didn't want me then. Why should I come play for you now?
Yeah.
Which is why they brought in guys like Jacoby Brissett and Joshua Dobbs.
Who's their third string?
It's Jacoby Brissett, and then they brought in Joshua Dobbs.
So the narrative that the Browns would win the division could go down the drain quickly.
That should never have even been a narrative. That is an egregious take. That is off the charts stupidity.
I don't know if I trust that because the Steelers are going to pull something out of their butts anyway.
Yeah,
the Steelers are somehow going to have a winning record. Yep. Somehow, they will still probably finish third or last in the division, but they'll still have a winning record. The division's up to the Bengals or the Ravens.
Yeah,
I think it's between those two. Yeah,
I think the Bengals have a better chance.
Yeah,
I think the Bengals should be division favorites. Mm-hmm. The Ravens will make a good push, but I think it should be the Bengals. I think it will be the Bengals. Yeah. I think Bengals, Ravens. The last two spots are really just depends.
It depends
how
on
the Browns go.
Yeah.
It could be Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Browns.
All right, one little quick thing that I was just looking through NFL news, and Tyreek Hill said that Tua Tagovailoa is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. I just want your quick thoughts on that.
Huh. I think that he's just saying that because that's his current quarterback.
Probably.
Well, I think also it's like a reverse psychology type thing. Yeah. Trying to get his quarterback all this negativity, throwing all this negativity out on Tua, everything like that. Mm-hmm. He's trying to build him up because let's be real, Tyreek Hill is a top receiver in the league.
Yeah. He's just trying. There's no way. There's literally no way. Patrick Mahomes is better. There's literally no way. That is objective. Yeah. There's no way.
Not a chance.
He's just hyping up his quarterback. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I just thought it was funny.
I think that's just something funny that you kind of laugh at and then throw out the window because that's not even that. That is that is a take Doucette would make. That is a take Doucette would make.
That is.
Tua better than Mahomes or more accurate than Mahomes. That is a Doucette take. Maybe a Nick take. I don't know.
Yeah, that is.
It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's 9 yards, then yes.
Because
Mahomes can't take a check down.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe if it's a little 5 yard, maybe a hitch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.